Michael Ian Black. All right. How we doing? We in a good mood? Yeah, that's cool. I'm in a great mood, man. I just lost 25 pounds. I'm very excited about that. That's too much. That's too much. I gotta lose more, man. I have a goal. I just want to lose enough weight so that for Halloween, I can just be Spider-Man. Like, I just want to be Spider-Man. But if I get dressed up and walk outside the house, people will be like, hey, there's Fat Spider-Man. Where you go? Suck it in. Suck it in, Spider-Man. Who are you going to fight? Diabetes? No, I'm not. I love Spider-Man. I love Spider-Man and Ninja Turtles. Ninja Turtles were my favorite growing up. You guys had them? Man. The thing I never got about Ninja Turtles, why'd they wear masks? When did that ever help them? Hey, who saved your life? Was it that white guy, that black guy, or that giant mutant Ninja Turtle? Yeah, I don't know, man. He was wearing a mask. Couldn't tell which one it was because he had a shoelace tied around his eyes. This mystery goes unsolved. Man, you guys are a good crowd. You guys are an insane crowd. I had a shitty crowd the other day. I was performing, and I was doing that joke about losing weight. This woman stands up, and she goes, "You're still fat." I don't know if you guys know this about comedians, but usually we have jokes ready for hecklers. I don't have any of those. So when she was like, "You're fat," I was like, "Well, you're a cunt." That's just how I responded. And her friends were like, "You can't say that." And I was like, "Well, then you're a cunt, and you're a cunt, and you're a cunt." I was giving everybody cunts, like we were on Oprah. Like, look under your chairs. We're all getting cunts. A cunt for you, a cunt for you, a cunt for you. No. But she pulled me aside and she was like, "You can't say cunt. That's just like saying the N-word." And I was like, "No, it is not." She was like, "What are you talking about?" I was like, "The N-word is a racial slur. It's based on the way you're born. Cunt is based on something you've become. You didn't have to do that." Yeah. Speaking of which, I have a girlfriend. She's great. Now, my girlfriend's cool. She's a nutritionist, which is awesome because I get to eat a lot more in the bathroom. I get to eat more in the bathroom now. But we had a pregnancy scare the other day, and she talked about it in front of my dad. And she was like, "What will we have done?" And my dad was like, "What do you mean what we do? We are pro-life. You are pro-life. Pro. Life, life, life." And I was like, "Whoa, man. You have 100 guns and are way over the top about the death penalty. You're not pro-life. You're just pro-killing them later. You're procrastination, that's what you are." I don't know. Yeah. I didn't always do this. I worked in an emergency room for 5 years before I did this. Fun fact about women and emergency rooms and 5 o'clock in the morning. They usually only tend to come in for one of 3 reasons. They're having chest pain, they're having abdominal pain, or something is stuck in their body that they need out right now. True story, my first month there, woman comes in, she has a light bulb in her Plachanga. It was in her vajayjay. pussy. It was in her pussy, my man. Right up. What's up? It's a pussy man right here. It's right up in that pussy, baby. It's a pussy man. That's what I'm talking about. But I had to go talk to this woman. I had to, talk with her. So my job was I had to bring her to X-ray. So I bring her to X-ray. I bring her back. I give the X-ray to the doctor. The doctor looks at me, and he says, "What do you make of this?" So I said what anybody who wants to be a comedian but worked in an ER would say. I said, "I don't know much, but if that vagina doesn't look like it has the greatest idea of its life, boom!" And I moonwalked out of there. And my tie spun around. I was like, zoo, 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 zoo. I had big shoes on. Oh, man. Now, but working in hospitals is it's crazy, man. It's so crazy. Because here's the thing, it's still like a job. Like we would fuck with each other. So I was like, one day I was like, I'm gonna prank my friend Moses. Now Moses' job was if somebody died, he would take the body down to the morgue. So I was like, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take the body down to the morgue. I'm gonna go back in that room, lay on the stretcher, put a sheet over my head. I'll get up, I'll be like, boo! And he'll be like, great prank, and that will be that. That was not that. He comes in the room, I get up, I go, boo! He goes, the dead! Screams the words, the dead. Takes me, throws me off the stretcher, and runs out of the room. I mean, bolts. I mean, his naked body left his clothes, and he skipped town. I chased him. I was like, Moses, it's me. What did you think? And he was like, nah, man, I watch Walking Dead. I'm not letting that shit happen to me. Oh, no, daddy. No, daddy. But 2 months later, we were hanging out, and Moses comes up to me, and he was like, Greg, I need you to do me a favor. I said, what's up? He goes, can you feed the lady in room 20? Now, here's the thing. She's aphasic. And I don't know if you know what that means. It means she doesn't talk. She didn't communicate. She had Alzheimer's. She was like 300,000 years old. It was fine. And I was like, yeah, I'll feed her. It's no big deal. And he tells, hey, the thing you should know is that she was like a comedian back in the day. And, whatever. So I'm like, man, so I go in there and I look at her and she's old, and I kind of realize that this is what happens to you when, this is just how it's going to go. We're going to end up that way. So I'm a little emotional. I give her a little bit of applesauce, and she doesn't swallow. And I freak out because I don't know how old people are. I'm like, I don't know how these work. Should I burp her? Should I rub her throat? Should I just start shoving food down this woman's mouth? I don't know what to do. So I tell the head nurse, and I was like, hey, she's not swallowing. Should I be doing something? And the nurse says, what are you talking about? We're just waiting for the coroner. Some of you are ahead of me. Because I was like, coroner, does he know how to feed her? And she was like, no, that woman is dead. What were you doing in there for 45 minutes? And I just see Moses, and he's like, got you back, motherfucker! That's it for me, guys. Thank you. I'm Greg Stone.